This is Drew here. Welcome to the first episode of Ears to You podcast. If you have not checked out the trailer for Ears to You podcast, check that out. So anyways, I am going to be talking about, in this episode, is about my deafness, my struggles, and my life story. So sit back and enjoy. I wanted to give it a shout out to my best friend who made the music for the podcast. She made the music for the intro and the outro and the background music as well. And I just want to give her a huge thank you for doing that for me. So anyways, let's get to it. So growing up, even today, I have 2 cochlear implants. I had 1 cochlear implant from 2002 to 2010. Then I got my second cochlear implant in 2010. And I've had 2 cochlear implants since then. I will do a podcast about cochlear implants in the future, so stay tuned for that. Before I had cochlear implants, I had hearing aids. I have severe to profound bilateral hearing loss. I now have profound hearing loss, which means I can't hear at all. Before I had profound hearing loss, and when I had severe to profound, I could hear a little bit on my left and nothing on my right. And then when I went from severe to profound, just to profound, I can't hear anything at all. No sound, no nothing. I'm deaf. I cannot hear anything without my cochlear implants. I've been deaf since birth. When I was 4 months old, my parents were noticing I wasn't hearing well. So I want to tell you guys about a time that my parents decided to test my hearing to see if I hear or whatnot. So anyways, my dad was coming home from work and he dropped his bag and keys loudly on the table. It scared my mom, but it didn't scare me at all. I was supposed to cry or move like most babies would, but I didn't because I was deaf, but they didn't know at the time. But my mom thought that was odd. And she said, she's a good baby. That's good that she didn't move. She was just like, whew. But she did have a feeling that I'm not doing what most babies do. So my mom said to my dad, because she wanted to test my hearing, so she said to my dad, get a paper bag. Can you blow that paper bag up and then take it close to her ear and pop it to see if she can hear it? But I didn't. And my mom was a little worried, but had a feeling I might be deaf. So what my mom did is, what my parents did, is got me tested when I was 5 months old. I had a test at BC Children's Hospital that confirmed I had severe to profound hearing loss. My mom did go to a family doctor and told them, I think the family doctor referred my mom to a specialist, or my parents, to a specialist, and then I think after that they referred to my mom to go to children's so that I can get proper testing. So I had testing done there. Yeah, so yeah. I had surgery on my right ear on January 2002. I was 2 years old. My CI was activated on February 2002. Again, when I was 10, I had another surgery on my left ear on March 2010 and had my activation on May 2010. I had high-powered hearing aids. It worked until I was 10. Because my hearing had dropped significantly huge due to me having LVA, vestibular adequate duct syndrome. When I was 6 months, I went to the Deaf and Hard of Hearing preschool, Elks Hearing Center. When I was 3, they built a new center called BC Family Hearing Resource Center. I went there until I was 4.5, almost 5, in September. I went to the PALS preschool program, also got my speech and language there at BC Family. Well, before it was Elks Hearing Center and now BC Family. You get the gist of it. Also, when I was 2, until I was almost 5, I went to 2 other preschools called Alouette and Rainbow in Maple Ridge. They were not a deaf preschool. My parents put me there so I could make friends and get educated. So when I graduated from all 3 preschools, I went on to kindergarten in the mainstream schools in Maple Ridge, British Columbia, where I grew up before I moved to Mission, British Columbia. In 2017, I went to 2 elementary schools in Maple Ridge. The first one I went to was Golden Ears Elementary on the south side of Maple Ridge. I went to that school when I was in kindergarten until I was in grade 2. Then I moved to the north side of Maple Ridge. When I lived there for a year, I was still going to Golden Ears Elementary School. This is when I was in grade 2. So when I lived there for a year, I told my mom I wanted to move schools because I was wanting to be closer to my new friends. My mom agreed because then she didn't have to drive me to Golden Ears. All she had to do is walk me to school. I can walk to school. It was just closer. So I went to Albion Elementary School, which was the school close by. And I went there for grade 3 until I graduated from there in grade 7. During elementary school, I've had ups and downs and struggled because I have a learning disability. But I do not let that take my barrier down, and I let me be myself. Yes, I've struggled. I've struggled a lot in elementary school. In elementary school, if I had problems or struggled, I had to deal with it, but mostly had to get my parents or my deaf and hard of hearing resource teachers to help. And they had to help me deal with it. Most of the time it was because of classroom situations, FM systems, or bullying, which only happened once for me, the bullying, or problems with my learning or my cochlear implant. Okay, I'm going to share 2 experiences that I went through in elementary school. First off, I was in grade 5. I was bullied. I was on the playground playing by myself, and these girls came up to me, making fun of me for being deaf and saying I was dumb and stupid in front of a whole bunch of people. and I felt hurt, and I didn't know what to do. I froze up, feeling embarrassed. My EA saw what they were doing and didn't like it, so she pulled me away from the situation and took the girls as well. She told the teacher the situation, and the teacher was so mad, so she humiliated them in front of the class for what they did to me and made them apologize to me. Later on, my classmates felt bad for me and said nice things to me. I felt happy. So here's another experience in grade 5. My teacher had a dog she brought to the classroom every Friday. So one day she brought her dog, and I was doing an activity game with the class, and so the game, well, I'm explaining what the game is. So what I had to do is I had to jump up and down. And when the music stopped, we had to freeze. But if you didn't, you're out of the game. But there's a twist. If you didn't freeze, the teacher will ask the question. And if you answered right, you are safe. If not, you're out. So I was jumping up and down, and my CI came off, and the dog grabbed it and chewed on it. And the teacher saw and was trying to get the dog to spit it out. Later, after it happened, my CI was in pieces. So I called my mom to come and help me out, and she did. My teacher wanted to pay for it, but my mom said it was way too much money. I'm not kidding. She wanted to pay for it so badly. She felt so bad. But no, it's because it's too expensive. The cochlear is about $24,000 a piece for the cochlear implant. So I had 2 cochlear implants. So it is $48,000 total for 2 cochlear implants and $24,000 each. So it's too expensive. So that's why my mom said no. So yeah. But anyways, my mom had to take me to Children's Hospital Audiology to retrieve the loaner CI the next day. So those experiences were not pleasant to go through, but I'm glad to learn my lesson. During high school and elementary school, I've had hearing resource teacher Andrea Drummond from K to 5 that had Donna Goodman in grade 5. But Andrea Drummond was kept in the loop about me through Donna Goodman. Then after I had Donna Goodman, I went back to Andrea Drummond, my hearing resource teacher. I had her from 6 to 12. They both have helped me in classroom situations with my FM systems, got me information on events and different things, helped me with speech as well. So when I went to high school, I was nervous and unsure of what my hearing loss would impact on my teachers, EAs, and classmates. But that was actually good. My teachers, EAs, and my classmates understood. They understood that I needed help, and I needed to have an FM system to hear what's going on. But other than that, high school was incredibly good. I had support. I felt included. I didn't feel like I had a disability, but I did have a few struggles, but it was minor. After I graduated from high school, my original plan was to go to VCC, Vancouver Community College, for a year or 2 to study the early childhood education program, because my dream was to work with kids as I love children. But during high school, before I graduated, I had a change of heart. I started to absolutely love to cook. I've been cooking since I was little. When I was 16, I joined my high school's culinary chef's training program in the cafeteria. I did that for 2 years. After high school, I wanted to keep up with my cooking as it's my passion and pursue my other dream to become a prep cook. I graduated from high school in 2017 with an evergreen certificate. Then in August 2017, I went to Douglas College to take their food services program to upgrade my skills and get a job in the food industry. Right now, I currently don't work, but am going back to school in September for English 12, then getting my ECEA, aka Early Childhood Education Assistant at Vancouver Community College. So I wanted to share my experience with CHA, aka Canadian Hard of Hearing Association. I will be doing a podcast in the future about CHA, the organization, so stay tuned for that. So anyways, I was involved with CHA when I was younger with my parents and made lots of friends, but unfortunately we lost touch with them and started not going to CHA events because we were so busy with life. And plus, when we joined CHA, when my parents joined CHA, it was CHA Parents Group, but that group isn't on anymore. So that's why we stopped going to CHA, because it started going down. It wasn't happening anymore, but we didn't go to CHA events in general because we were so busy with life. But anyways, I went back to CHA myself when I was 19 years old. My friend Tasha Klotz texted me after 11 years of being out of touch. She told me about the youth forum in Ottawa, Ontario, and I applied to the youth retreat in 2018. The youth forum was fantastic. I had a great time. I got to reconnect with 2 of my friends and make new friends from the East Coast to West Coast of Canada. So I was involved in CHA again, and I found out about the conference that's happening in Montreal in 2019. So I registered for it and went in 2019. That was my first conference and had an amazing experience with CHA and had a fantastic time. CHA conference has helped me adjust as a better person and whole, aka hard of hearing, and has taught me to appreciate myself more and be an advocate for myself. I thank CHA for organizing these 2 events. If it wasn't for this, I wouldn't have reconnected with 2 of my friends and made new friends who are fantastic and learned new things about hearing loss and other things. I will be going to a summer camp that'll be online. It was supposed to be in person last year. I was supposed to go to Calgary for the summer camp, but it got canceled because of COVID. And this year we didn't know what was going to happen with traveling and COVID, so they decided to do it online. So it'll be online for International Federation of Hard of Hearing Youth People and CHA, Canadian Hard of Hearing Association Young Adults Network. It's for 18 to 35 years old. Also, I'm going for the third time to a CHA event in Fredericton, New Brunswick in 2023. My best friend from Vancouver Island might come along for the first time. I'm not sure because she is only 17 and she'll be 18 at the time. No, she'll be 19 at the time when we go. And she might come along, so that'll be fun. So that's my story and my experience with hearing loss and CHA. So, this is Drew signing off. Thank you for listening. So, stay true to yourself and peace out.